So it's so essential for people on this journey of somatic healing, for people on this journey of healing, to recognize that within themselves which does not need to heal. Hello my friends, it's Chris here from the School of Embodiment, and today I'm going to talk about why it's important to grow spiritually while we are doing somatic work. That is why it's, as well as doing somatic work, as well as doing our healing work, it's also important, very important, to get in touch with what we are beyond our body and beyond our mind. Why it's absolutely essential to become embodied, to at the same time discover what we are beyond the body. So for many people who get into healing work, we feel very much like we are broken. There can be a feeling like we're broken and we're on this mission to fix ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's very good to enter onto a healing path, and at first it's very good to feel empowered, like, yes, I can do it, I can heal myself, I can find these practices, and I can heal myself. But the thing about healing is, especially if you've been through a lot of trauma, like many of us have, or even if you've just got a lot of conditioning and had a difficult life, is healing takes a long time. Healing isn't a quick thing. Healing takes many months and many years. It's a gradual process of undoing the pain, releasing the pain from our hearts, releasing the pain from our nervous system, releasing the pain from our bodies. And this can take a long time. You can't rush it. There's no way that you can rush your healing process. For some people, healing can happen very quickly. For the majority of us, it's a very gradual process that takes patience and dedication and presence. But awakening doesn't take a long time. Awakening to what you are beyond the body doesn't need to take years. It's simply sensing into right now in this moment what is already okay. What does not need to heal because it cannot be broken. Because what you really, really are at the deepest level, or at a deeper level, at a slightly deeper level to the level of body and mind, what you really are is completely at peace, is completely whole, isn't broken, isn't fragmented, can never be broken, can never be fragmented. No matter how broken and fragmented, and no matter how hard the struggle is at the surface, no matter how many tensions and traumas you may feel within your body and mind, what you really are just below the surface of that, just beneath that, just beyond that, is completely free and at peace. And healing from that place is laughable because you do not need to heal and you're already at home. Now, speaking from my personal experience, I've been on this healing journey since I was 21 years old, and now I'm 34. And I had a lot of what I've described as extremely traumatic experiences. So it's been a pretty long journey for me, and even after all of this time, my body and my mind is still very much healing. Of course, I'm much more open and much more free, and there's much more joy in my heart than there was in my early 20s, and there's definitely a lot less mind activity going on. But the body certainly is still going through this healing process. But that does not mean that I don't feel at home and at peace within myself. I feel at home and at peace within myself, not because my body is completely relaxed, not because my mind doesn't have weird things going on, which it does, but because I know my being. I know that place inside which is always at home, and as I'm talking now, as I'm talking about it now, I'm in that place. And I don't need anything. At the same time as being in that place and appreciating that place and being rested in that place, there is the natural desire to help bring this body and this mind back to homeostasis. There is a natural tendency for awareness, for our being, to heal our body and our mind. And we can help the process of healing along through everything that we talk about and everything that we teach on this channel. Through bioenergetics, through somatic practices, through meditating, through meeting the feelings, through doing our psychological work, through doing our expression work. Healing is wonderful, healing is beautiful, healing is amazing, and I'm definitely still very much involved in that process. But at the same time, something has settled down inside. There isn't the same level of desperation inside. Because if you get into healing, especially if you have a lot of trauma, and you feel like the only way for me to be free is if I heal all of this, what some people call shit inside. I wouldn't use that word. But people say, I just need to get rid of all my shit. If I just can get rid of all my shit, then I'll be free. No. If you're in that place of, I need to get rid of all of this, then you may be waiting a very long time. And that is a place of suffering that you can be in for years and years trying to fix yourself. So it's so essential for people on this journey of somatic healing, for people on this journey of healing, to recognize that within themselves which does not need to heal. To come into the heart, the spiritual heart. And then we do this side by side. Here at the school, we teach this side by side. We teach meditations and inquiries to help you recognize this place of freedom within yourself. And that is just so wonderful. And at the same time, we teach the healing. And we grow these two aspects together. And in this, we can rise and flourish in our life, in our spiritual journey. So I'll say one more thing as well. The healing process accelerates greatly and becomes much easier when, instead of approaching it from, I'm this person that needs to fix myself attitude, we approach it from, I'm resting in being. I'm knowing myself as peace. And from this place, I can dive in. And from this place, I might use my mind and I might even get involved, but I'm always knowing that I'm okay. Even when I'm involved in healing the trauma, even when I'm expressing and doing whatever I need to do to release and heal, I'm knowing this space of freedom. I always have this space of freedom. This is more dominant. This is my resting place. So there's one thing me talking about it and encouraging this exploration of your spiritual nature, but I'd also like to give you a practical tool that you can use in order to recognize this, in order to help this awaken within you. And there's many, many tools, so I'm just going to use one in this video. So if you are in a struggle right now, I tell you what, we'll use this one. If you recognize that there's this one inside wanting to heal. Can you feel that inside your own consciousness right now? There's one inside wanting to heal, wanting to get rid of what you're feeling inside. If you can feel the one, if you can sense the one that's wanting to heal, ask yourself the question, what is it that knows this one that wants to heal? What is it that is aware of the one that's trying to heal? What is it that is aware of the one that is trying? And you go there. You sense the space within which the trying is arising. You sense the space within which the one trying to heal is arising. You sense into the space of awareness that the thinking, emotion made self is happening within, and you curiously place attention on there. You can be walking down the street, or you can be sitting on a bench. My favourite thing at the moment is just to sit on my bed at home and to just sort of stare out the window, just looking, and my attention is placed on that beingness, is planted on that beingness. And I might ask myself the question, what knows or is aware of my experience? And I go to that awareness. I sense into that awareness. When you sense into that awareness, it takes you out of the seriousness of being the one who needs to heal. And so many things within the body and mind in that recognition start to relax. It might not all release, but certainly the mind settles. Certainly some of the emotions become less intense than what you thought they were. Because when we have this person, this one inside that's saying, I need to get rid of this, I need to fix that, it just intensifies the feelings we have inside. So when we recognize our being, which does not need or care, it does not need or want you to change. It loves you exactly as you are. When you recognize that, you come out of resistance to yourself, at least to a certain extent. And it's resistance to ourselves which is the main issue here. Resistance to ourselves is the main block to our healing. So recognize that within you which does not resist. You may feel it as this subtle quiet that you can just feel. This little sense of something inside, it could be even sensed as this slight inner smile, this subtle sense of something that's okay. And if you place your attention on that, that grows. Okay, I'll leave it there, my friends. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.